this webcast is we're going to talk about how to add a particular type of Ajax to your website. Ajax can be a whole lot of different things, so this is just a really focused single thing. And so let's go ahead and get started here and bring up the screen. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to start with just a standard web page, and I've created a blank here, so I'll create a new file here, and we'll just call this ajax.html. Alright? I'm going to just copy this in here. And so this should be fairly straightforward for you. You got your HTML tag, your head. It's my HTML page. Normally I put a reload at the top of my pages. It just helps me as I'm going through and testing it. I have a div for where the response will go. If there's an error in the entry or something, that will go in this div. And then there's just a standard form here with a text field, my name, and a submit field, my button. And what this is going to do is when this form is activated, it will run the overlay called process this. And down here is that overlay. And basically it's not going to do anything, it's just going to return back to the page as is. So let's go ahead and save this and see if it is indeed working. And I can type my name in here. My name is Terry, and submit it, and nothing happens. That's basically what it's supposed to do. Let's just let's put something interesting in here. Let's just put hello plus my name, and see how that works. What that should do is when I type a name in, if I type my name in here, or a name, and I submit it, it says hello Joe. Okay, so you can see that is indeed working. I can type anything I want here. This should all be pretty straightforward. So now what we want to do is we want to take a standard page like this and we want to apply Ajax to it. And one of the things that I think is important, that some people that I've learned under that taught me, is that when you apply JavaScript to a page, you want to do it in an unobtrusive way. For example, you want that page to work if the JavaScript is there or if the JavaScript is not there. And so that's what unobtrusive JavaScript is. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fire up some functions that we'll need to make this page work. So this is just my image services library that's in here. You can get all of these functions individually, but for convenience we'll add these. Let me just say a few things about the get image library. It dynamically loads, so just calling this expand right here basically loads a very, very small file. And then when you call a function that is in the library but has not loaded, it will dynamically load. And so that's how that works. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to know how to use some Ajax. And so there's a lot of different frameworks out there, and really they all do very similar things. What we're going to do is we're going to use Prototype. And Prototype has a function called Ajax. They got Ajax options, Ajax periodical updater, Ajax request, response, and Ajax updater. And we're going to use Ajax updater because if you notice on our page, what we have is we have a div, and we want that div to be updated with the message that's coming back from the overlay. And so if it's submitted without Ajax, then it'll just say hello, my name, and the whole page will reload. If it's submitted just with Ajax, just this div, just the green area you see on the screen there, just that part will load. Okay, so we're gonna use this Ajax library, Ajax updater, and if you look at it, it's basically a pretty straightforward thing. What you pass it is you pass it the div that you want to update, you pass it the URL that you want it to get information from, and then you have some parameters. So I've already done some of this, but we'll try to go through it just a little piece at a time. The first thing we'll do is we'll load our Ajax, we'll load our prototype, and then we will, and this is all going to happen in the head of our page. So taking our page here, we will create a script where we load the prototype, and you can see that that happens up here, right like that. And notice that sys public URL, that's a pretty nice little constant that you can use in your sessions, and it just gives you the public URL of whatever your domain name is registered with. Alright? Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an onload event. And remember, I said we want to keep this JavaScript unobtrusive. So a lot of times you've seen this kind of stuff where you say onload equals blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. We don't want to do anything like that. That's considered obtrusive, and we want our JavaScript to be unobtrusive. So what we do is, when this page loads, we call an event. We say when the window is fully loaded, which basically means when all of this HTML here is loaded, we're going to run a function called JSInit. Okay? So for now, we'll create our function JSInit. And we're going to have it do something trivial at this point, just to show you that it is indeed working. We're just going to say alert hello. Okay? So what we've done is we've loaded our prototype library, we've created an onload event for our body, and we've created this JSInit function, which should just say hello. So let's reload it and see what happens. Nothing. What did I do wrong? Basically, my save didn't take. There we got it. And there's our alert. Sorry about that. Looked like everything was okay in that. It just didn't have the save didn't take for whatever reason. Okay. Let's see if I can get back to this. So what we've done is we've loaded the prototype. We've created a simple script that basically says when this window loads, we run the JSInit function. And this is our JSInit function, and it does an alert hello. And you can't see that on screen, but when I reload it, it does do that, and here's the window you can see. Alright? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, now that we've got the our basic JavaScript running, now what we want to do is we want to grab this form action, and we want to hijack it. In other words, what we want to do is, if JavaScript is available, instead of having it do the normal thing, which would be to go down and process this, we want Ajax to get a hold of it, serialize all this stuff in the form, send it to the server, get the response back, and populate this div. Okay? So here's how we do that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create in our JSInit, we're going to create a for next loop that will, and I'll just copy this in here. We're going to take our alert out of here, and we're going to create a for next loop that says, all right, we're going to create a variable called form array. And we're, in this document, we're going to get elements by tag name form. All right? So it's going to go through the document, it's going to find all of the forms. Okay? And as it goes through them, it's going to go through that array. This is just a JavaScript for loop. And it's going to say, hey, when this form is submitted, we're going to do it. Once again, this is unobtrusive JavaScript. So the